say the contributions Ethiopia has done for Africa and the world, you say Ethiopia. Who is fighting to establish a true democracy? Ethiopia. Who has made peace with its neighbors? Ethiopia. Who has been an ally to the U.S. in the Horn? Ethiopia. Who has fought terrorists in the Horn? Ethiopia. Who continues to fight terrorists there? Ethiopia. Who wants freedom for Africans? Ethiopia. Who is the beacon of freedom in Africa? Ethiopia. Who has defeated invaders for generations? Ethiopia. Who is the only black nation to remain uncolonized? Ethiopia. Who liberated itself from TPLF's 27-year ethno-fascist and geopolitical dictatorship? Ethiopia. The people united will never be defeated. Ethiopia. When I say the crimes they've committed, you say TPLF. Who is designated as a terrorist by the USA? TPLF. Who led Ethiopia for 27 years with tyranny and genocide? TPLF. Who was
ቀኑም ነው ብዙ ሰው ይወጣል።
በጣም ጥሩ ስራ ባለ ሳምንት የተቻለ I did see her. Only once, actually.
He come here and just take it over.
And I'm so proud to be standing here in New York along with 26 cities all around this country and all around this world to say no more interventions, no more sanctions, U.S. hands off of Ethiopia, U.S. hands off of Eritrea, U.S. hands off of the Horn of Africa. We won't stand for it. The U.S. government is wrong. The European governments are wrong. CNN is wrong. All of them have turned these pernicious lies about what's happening into Ethiopia into yet another regime change operation. And we've seen what happened in Libya, the country destroyed and divided. We've seen what's happened in Syria, the country destroyed and divided. We've seen what's happened in Yemen, what's happened in Iraq, the country's destroyed and divided. We've seen how Iran, Cuba, Venezuela have been blockaded, choked, starved to death. This is what they want to do to the nations of the Horn of Africa. Why? Why? What is the crime of Ethiopia? The crime is to seek unity in the Horn of Africa and to seek unity on the African continent. U.S. policy has actually been very consistent for the last 40 years when it comes to the Horn of Africa. Keep them divided. They've supported various people at various times. They've had various positions, but they all boil down to one thing: keep them divided. They recognize, and this is written down, you look at what the U.S. government itself writes about the world. You can look it up. It's called the National Defense Strategy. And they write in there that the U.S. must control all of the regions in the world. That the most important thing is to prevent any nations. Doesn't matter if you like the U.S., doesn't matter if you hate the U.S., but anyone who wants to think independently and act independently is a problem, and it must be prevented. And the $800 billion they spend every year at the Pentagon, that's what it's there for, to prevent people from thinking and acting independently of what the U.S. feels they should be thinking and acting. So the Horn of Africa is now really in the midst of a terrible tragedy, purely because people, not because they hate the United States. And that's what's important to recognize, that doesn't matter at all. But just wanting to think and to act independent, to lift up your own nation, to develop a nation in a way that will provide dignity for all people, that is a crime. Don't forget that it's not just the Biden administration. It's all of them since Clinton. It was Trump who said on a telephone call with two other heads of state that Egypt should bomb the dam. So we've seen it from Clinton to Obama to Trump to Biden, the same type of policy. To keep the Horn divided, to keep Ethiopia down, to keep Eritrea down, to keep Somalia down, and to make sure people can't live in dignity. So I am very, very honored to be here to say no more to these types of policies, and to say to this government that claims to speak in my name, not in our name will you destroy yet another country, not on our watch, we won't allow it. And let me just say one final thing, friends, because the important thing for us to remember now is to watch out for fake friends. Because there are many people who have seen the power of the diaspora community. They saw it in Virginia, they've seen it in other places, and now they want to manipulate that. They want to move that. They want to use that in the 2022 elections, not because they love Ethiopia and Ethiopians, but because they love power. And they're gonna say all sorts of things. You know, the Democrats, when Bush was in power, the Democrats said, well, we hate the TPLF. We're gonna sanction them, we don't like them. And then as soon as Obama became president, they went over there and they supported the TPLF. And Obama said, this is the greatest democracy in Africa. So we know that they'll say one thing when they're out of power, to get the votes, and to do something else when they're in power, which is to keep the Horn divided and to try to destroy the people of Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Somalia. So we need a new politics in this country, a politics of respect, of sovereignty, of self-determination, of independence that can bring people together in this country and abroad who think that people should live in dignity, with respect, and with equality, that we should have development that's sustainable and lifts everyone up, a rising tide that can lift all boats rather than divides and destroys for the benefit of a few. So thank you all for coming here. Thank you for being here, and I'm proud to stand alongside you. No more!
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 Thank you.
እሺ አሁን ማርች ማድረግ ስለምንጀምር የትልቁን ባነር የያዛችሁ ከፊት ሁሉንን ሶሪ ኦኬ we have one more speaker.
Hi, I'm John McAllister. I really care deeply about Ethiopia, and I adopted 2 children from Ethiopia, and which is sad in a way that a country has such low resources, low income of so many people, that it's possible to adopt children and take them from their homeland. It makes me want to cry because, you know, I love my kids so much too. But the reason I'm here is because it just isn't right. 2 things that aren't right. One, that we're here for today. One is that the dam needs to be allowed because it's been... Yes. Because here is Ethiopia trying to use its natural resources to bring people out of poverty, give people food. I mean, when I was in Ethiopia, I saw I never saw a tractor. All I saw was people with big sticks and ox farming the land. There's so little resources and people working so hard. They need to have control over their own resources. And they are going to share it. They are not going to take it over. They want to be able to use the power to bring energy and to care about Ethiopia, take care of the people there. So no more!
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 And the other thing I'm here for is because of the attempted secession of Tigray. Tigray is trying to pull away, as if Texas decided to be its own country, and what would we do? Would we allow that? Would we take it? No, we wouldn't do that. There's an insurrection, and like the insurrection we had at the Capitol on January 6th, we do not allow that. We want a united Ethiopia, and we want it to stay that way and keep providing unity for a large group of people who can allow them to take care of themselves.
እሺ አንዴ ከፊት ያላችሁ ትልቁን ባነር የያዛችሁ ከፊት ሁሉልን ከዛ
በገንዘብ ብቻ አይደለም ማዋጣት አስባችሁ ስራችሁን ትታችሁ ልጆቻችሁን ትታችሁ ሁሉ ስለመጣችሁ ይሄ ሁሉ ሀገራችን ስላሳሰበን ነው የመጣ ነው። ለሀገራችን ሁላችን የምንጸልይ አላህ ሰላሙን ያወርድልን። አላህ ይስጥልን። በጣም አመሰግናለሁ። መናገር ሰላም አለይኩም።
እስኪ አንድ ጊዜ እጃችሁን በጣም ጥሩ ነገር ተናገሩ። እሺ እህታችን አንድ ጊዜ በመፈክር የምትሄዱ እቺ ወጣት እንግዲህ እሷ ስትናገር መልሱን አብረን እንላለን። Okay.
When I say no, you say more. No.
More.
No.
More.
When I say no, you say more. No.
More.
No.
More.
When I say no, you say more. No.
More.
No.
More.
When I say no, you say more. No.
More.
No.
More.
When I say hands off, you say Ethiopia. Hands off.
Ethiopia.
Hands off.
Ethiopia.
When I say hands off, you say Ethiopia. Hands off.
Ethiopia.
Hands off.
Ethiopia.
Who is fighting to establish a true democracy?
Ethiopia.
Who has made peace with its neighbors?
Ethiopia.
Who has been an ally to the U.S. in the Horn?
Ethiopia.
Who has fought terrorists in the Horn?
Ethiopia.
Who continues to fight terrorists in the Horn?
Ethiopia.
Who wants freedom for Africans?
Ethiopia.
Who is the beacon of freedom in Africa?
Ethiopia.
Who has defeated invaders for generations?
Ethiopia.
Who is the only black nation that has never been colonized?
Ethiopia.
Who liberated itself from the TPLF's 27-year ethno-fascist and genocidal dictatorship.
Ethiopia.
The people united will never be defeated. No more. The people united will never be defeated. No more. Who is fighting to establish a true democracy?
Ethiopia.
Who has made peace with its neighbors?
Ethiopia.
Who has been an ally to the U.S. in the Horn?
Ethiopia.
Who has fought terrorists in the Horn?
Ethiopia.
Who continues to fight terrorists in the Horn?
Ethiopia.
Who wants freedom for Africans?
Ethiopia.
Who is the beacon of freedom in Africa?
Ethiopia.
Who has defeated invaders for generations? Who is the only black nation that has never been colonized? Who liberated itself from the TPLF's 27-year ethno-fascist and genocidal dictatorship?
Ethiopia.
The people united will never be defeated. No more. The people united will never be defeated. No more.
When I make a statement, you say no more. They've been sabotaging our democracies. Targeting poor workers. Say no more. Establishing puppet governments. Looting Africa. Promoting divisive politics. Neo-colonialism. Fake news. Disinformation. Establishing, destabilizing African countries. No more. No more. No more. Sabotaging democracies. Targeting poor workers. Establishing puppet governments. Looting Africa. Promoting neo-colonialism. Promoting divisive politics. Fake news. Disinformation. Destabilizing African countries. No more. No more. No more.
When I say hands off, you say Eritrea. Hands off.
Eritrea.
When I say hands off, you say Eritrea. Hands off. When I say hands off, you say Eritrea. Hands off. Who is fighting to establish a true democracy? Who has made peace with its neighbors? Who has been an ally to the U.S. in the Horn? Who has fought terrorists in the Horn? Who continues to fight terrorists in the Horn? Who wants freedom for Africans? Who is the beacon of freedom in Africa? Who has defeated invaders for generations? Who is the only black nation that has never been colonized? Who liberated itself from the TPLF's 27-year ethno-fascist and genocidal dictatorship? The people united will never be defeated. No more. The people united will never be defeated. No more.
When I say Ethiopia, you say prevails. When I say TPLF, you say terrorists. When I say democracy, you say prevails. Ethiopia. Ethiopia. TPLF. TPLF. Democracy. Democracy. Ethiopia. Ethiopia. TPLF. TPLF. Democracy. Democracy.
እሺ በጣም እናመሰግናለን። አሁን ወንድማችን ዳንኤል አንድ ስፒች ያደርግልናል። እሱን በጥሞና እናዳምጥ።
ኦኬ እሺ አመሰግናለሁ። በትራይ ስቴት ተስፋ ለኢትዮጵያ ድርጅት ስም እንኳን ለዚህ ራሊ መጣችሁ። እናመሰግናለን በጣም ለሁላችሁም ኤሪትሪያኖች፣ ኢትዮጵያኖች በሙሉ። ይሄ ጊዜ ሁላችንም አንድ ላይ የምንቆምበት ጊዜ ነው። እንደምታውቁት ቲፒኤልኤፍ ለ27 ዓመት ሀገራችንን ቴሮራይዝ ሲያደርግ፣ ሀገራችንን ሲመዘብር፣ ዘር ለያይቶ ኢትዮጵያን ሲያምስ የከረመ ድርጅት ነው። አሁን ደግሞ እንደገና እንደ አዲስ ተደራጅቶ ኢትዮጵያን ለማመስ ለመበታተን ከጠላቶቻችን ጋር ከኢጅፕት ጋር በደንብ ተሻርኮ ተፈራርሞ ወደ አዲስ አበባ እየመጣ ነው። ይሄንን ደግሞ እንደምታዩት አገር ውስጥ ኢትዮጵያውያን ሁሉ ከሰሜን እስከ ደቡብ ከምስራቅ እስከ ምዕራብ አይሆንም ብለው ተነስተዋል። ኢትዮጵያኖች ከአሁን በኋላ እንደገና ወደ ኋላ ሄደው እንደዚህ አይነት አሸባሪ ቡድን ኢትዮጵያን እንዲገዛ የሚፈቅድበት ምንም መንገድ የለም። ያንን ደግሞ እያየን ነው ሀገር ውስጥ በሚካሄደው ሁኔታ። እኛ ደግሞ እዚህ ሆነን በምንችለው ሁሉ ኢትዮጵያን ማገዝ ይኖርብናል። እንደምታዩት የአሜሪካን አድሚኒስትሬሽን አሁን ያለው የባይደን አድሚኒስትሬሽን is working very hard ኢትዮጵያን ለማተራመስ ከቲፒኤልኤፎች ጋር በደንብ አይነት የተዋቀሩ ነው የሚሰሩት። እንደምታዩት ፌክ ኒውሱ በየጊዜው አዲስ አበባ ልትያዝ ነው እያለ ያምሳል ሀገርን። ያንን ሁሉ እዚህ ያለነው ሰዎች በምንችለው በአቅማችን ኢኮኖሚካሊ ሀገራችንን በመደገፍ ምክንያቱም አሜሪካ አንዱ የምትሞክረው ያለችው ኢትዮጵያን በኢኮኖሚ ለማዳከምና ኮምፕሊትሊ በቲፒኤልኤፍ እግር ስር ለመጣል ስለሆነ ያንን በምንችለው ሁሉ መዋጋት አለብን። ሀገራችንን እንርዳ። በሚያስፈልግ ጊዜ ድምፃችንን እናሰማ። ለተመራጮች እናሰማ ድምፃችንን። ቦታችንን ደግሞ ሚኒንግፉል እናርገው። ቨርጂኒያ የተደረገውን ላስት ታይም የተደረገውን ኤሌክሽን አይታቸዋል። ያንን ኢትዮጵያውያኖች በሚገባ ወጥተው አሳይተዋል ያላቸውን ፎርስ። እዚህም ያለን ኢትዮጵያውያኖች ከአሁን በኋላ ዴሞክራቶችን ኖ ማለት አለብን። ምክንያቱም ይህ በሀገራችን ላይ እየሰሩ ያሉት ነገር በጣም የሚያሳዝን ነውና እና አደራችሁን ቴንክ ዩ ፎር ካሚንግ እናመሰግናለን። ከዚህ ቀጥሎ በእንግሊዝኛ አንድ ነገር ትንሽ ንግግር አደርጋለሁ። The Ethiopian American and Eritrean American community with our pro-peace, anti-war friends are protesting the Biden administration's foreign policy in the Horn of Africa. Secretary Blinken has continued to support the Tigray People's Liberation Front, TPLF, an armed rebel group that has been trying to overthrow the democratically elected federal government of Ethiopia. On November 4, 2020, TPLF mobilized ethnic Tigrayans in the military to attack fellow non-Tigrayan Ethiopian soldiers in the dead of the night while they were sleeping. Since then, the international media has cheered on the TPLF while accusing the government of Ethiopia's response to the attack with disinformation and demonizing Ethiopia with allegations of genocide, which we believe is a pretext to get military intervention from the West to overthrow the Ethiopian government and restore the TPLF back to power. A recent joint investigation by the UN High Commissioner for Human Rights and the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission on the war in Tigray found that the allegations of genocide have no merit. It also disproved the allegations that the government of Ethiopia denied civilians in Tigray humanitarian aid or used starvation as a weapon. In fact, in September, 2 UN whistleblowers, including the UN IOMS chief of mission to Ethiopia, have accused rogue UN officials of working with the TPLF terrorist group to redirect humanitarian aid that was sent to Tigray for war. Since July, TPLF militants have used UN humanitarian aid trucks to transport rebels to invade the neighboring Amhara and Afar regions and kill thousands, including civilians. According to a recent Amnesty report, women were gang raped by TPLF soldiers. The Biden administration will not acknowledge these tremendous issues and instead continues to treat the elected government of Ethiopia as an equal to the TPLF. Armed insurgents who are violently trying to overthrow the elected government. President Biden signed an executive order authorizing sanctions, and sanctions are being imposed on Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Somalia. President Biden also has confirmed that he would be delisting Ethiopia from African Growth Opportunity Act, which is AGOA, a decision that will devastate the economy, destroy the livelihoods of thousands, and embolden the TPLF. Time and time again, TPLF has been implicated in serious acts of aggression, provocation, and violence. The TPLF has also rejected the popular voice of Ethiopians, which in July participated in the first ever democratic elections. This election was found to be credible, free, and fair by external observers, including the African Union. Instead of encouraging this young democracy, which could serve as an inspiration in Africa, the Biden administration has chosen contradictory policy approach with aggressive rhetoric, sanctions, and military threats. U.S. military officials, Biden administration officials, and recent op-eds are now beating the drum of war, threatening Ethiopia using a humanitarian intervention as a pretext of war. We say no more.
No more.
No more to Biden's foreign policy of supporting insurgency and sabotaging democracy in Ethiopia.
No more.
No more to destructive U.S. intervention based on lies.
No more.
Sovereignty, democracy, and terrorism shall not be redefined and applied only when it's convenient to Western countries.
No more.
In conclusion, the war against Ethiopia is a war against all of Africa. The war against Eritrea is a war against all of Africa. And the war against Somalia is a war against all of Africa. And the war against Africa is a war on humanity. So today we stand in unity with one voice to say, enough is enough.
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 No more intervention.
No more intervention.
No more lies.
No more lies.
No more fake news.
No more fake news.
No more imperialism.
No more imperialism.
No more war for profits.
No more war for profit.
No more destroying innocent lives.
No more destroying innocent lives.
One Africa, one nation, one love. We stand together.
እሺ አንድ ጊዜ ከዚህ ሳትሄዱ ወንድም ያክሊሉ አንድ የሚያስተላልፈው ሜሴጅ አለ እሱን እናደም
ይሰማል እባካችሁ ቀጥሎ ያለውን መልእክት ሁላችሁም በደንብ እንድታዳምጡ ስለምንፈልግ 100% አቴንሽናችሁን ወደዚህ አድርጋችሁ ብታዳምጡን በጣም ደስ ይላል። ይሰማል ወይ በደንብ? በጣም ጥሩ ጊዜ ይስጥልን። አንዳንድ ማስታወቂያዎችን ለመናገርና ቬሪ ኢምፖርታንት የሆነ ሜሴጅ ለማስተላለፍ ነው። ማስታወቂያው ምንድነው? መጀመሪያ እንዳንረሳ ከቤተ ክርስቲያን ተውሰን ያመጣናቸው ባንዲራዎች አሉና በየጊዜው ተውሰን የምናመጣቸው ባንዲራዎች ከሰልፍ በኋላ ተመልሶ አይሄዱም ወደ ቤተ ክርስቲያን እና ችግር እየመጣ ስለሆነ እባካችሁ ተውሰን ያመጣነውን ባንዲራ ይዛችሁ እንዳትሄዱ ማይኩ ያለበት አካባቢ እየመጣችሁ ስትሄዱ ብታስቀምጡልን ደስ ይለናል። አንዱ እሱ ነው። ሁለተኛ የዛሬ ዕለት በአሜሪካና በዓለም ላይ ታሪክ የሚሰራበት ዕለት ነው። ኢትዮጵያኖች ታሪክ የሚሰሩበት ዕለት ነው። በምንም አይነት ሁኔታ እስከዛሬ 30 የአሜሪካ ስቴትና ከ8 በላይ የአውሮፓ ስቴቶች ውስጥ ኢትዮጵያኖች በአንድ ቀን በአንድ ሰዓት ላይ ሰልፍ የወጡበት ጊዜ የለምና ይሄንን ቀን ኢትዮጵያን የሚፈታተኑን ሀገሮች የሚጎተጉቱን ሀገሮች ማንነታችንን የሚያውቁበት ቀን እንድናደርግ ያስፈልጋልና በዚህ ሁላችሁም አሁን #ኖሞር የሚለውን በዓለም ላይ ነምበር 1 ትሬንዲንግ ለማድረግ አሁን እየተሰራ ነው ያለው። ሁላችሁም በፌስቡክ በምታውቁት በኤኒ ሶሻል ሚዲያ ያንን እንድታስተላልፉ ነው መልእክቱን የምንነግራችሁ። እንዳትረሱ ያንን አድርጉ። ይሄ ዝግጅት እየተደረገ ባለበት ሰዓት ላይ ይሄ መደረግ አለበት። ሶስተኛውና ዋናው ደግሞ እንግዲህ እኛ እዚህ ሆነን ድምጻችንን እናሰማለን። አገር ቤት ግን ድምጽ አይደለም የሚያሰሙት። አገሪቷን ለማቆየት ሰዎች ህይወታቸውን እየከፈሉ ነው፣ እየሞቱ ነው፣ እየተጉላሉ ነው፣ እየተንገላቱ ነው። የሚበሉትን አጥተው የሚጠብቃቸውን ኃይል ለማብላት ጾማቸውን ያድራሉ። እኛ እዚህ ሆነን ምንም የጎደለን ነገር የለም። ያለን ኃይል ምንድነው? እነሱን አለንላችሁ የምንልበትን መንገድና ድምጻችንን የምንሰጥበትን መንገድ መፍጠር አለብንና ያንን ዛሬ በሚገባ እናደርገዋለን። እንዴት ነው የምናደርገው? ለሁላችሁም ታድሏችኋል። አንዲት ቢዝነስ ካርድ እዚህ ጋር አለች፣ መጨረሻ ላይ ይታደላችኋል። አሁን በኢትዮጵያ ህዝብ ስም፣ በተጎዳው ህዝብ ስም፣ እየሞተ ባለው ህዝብ ስም የምለምናችሁ ነገር ምንድነው? ስልካችሁ Yeah.
Well, they're very skilled at media management.
Yeah, they're very skilled, and they know. And I would have to.
a good reason to do that. And we are asking all Ethiopians, in fact, all Africans, to get rid of CNN. Why? Because CNN is fake news. CNN is fake news. We've seen that very well in the case of Ethiopia. CNN just reported that a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that the rebel forces, EPLF terrorist forces, were surrounding the city, and that was a lie. And that was fake news. Yeah, so based on that, we say no more CNN. No more CNN. No more CNN. No more CNN. Get rid of CNN. Get rid of CNN. Cancel CNN from your cable. Yes. Get rid of CNN. Do not waste your money for fake news. Yes. Don't waste your money for fake news. Don't waste your money for fake news. And we do hope that Fox News will try to tell people the real news on what's going on in Ethiopia. In Ethiopia, we have terrorist force EPLF that's being supported by Biden's administration, including especially Secretary Blinken, talking about these terrorist forces as if they are equal to the government, which is not true. TPLF has been terrorizing Ethiopians for 27 years, and the U.S. wants to bring the same terrorist force to power, and Ethiopians are saying no to that. We have to stand together and say no to TPLF. No more TPLF. No more TPLF. No more fake news. No more fake news. And I'm going to read the same. Okay, hold on.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Ethiopia prevails. Trump prevails. I came here just to tell you a little bit about who you are. We are Ethiopians. We are known for being fighters of freedom and resistance for centuries. We are the children of Matama, of Emperor Theodore, who killed himself instead of becoming colonized. We are the children of Johannes, who defeated the Mahdists at the cost of his life. We are the children of Emperor Menelik and Titu, who fought and won the colonialists with bare feet soldiers. Those are our ancestors. That's our DNA. We are the children of Haile Selassie, who, in spite of the League of Nations, had his people mobilized and defeated the colonizers. So we will defeat everyone who comes after Ethiopia. We will do that. We are not afraid. If there's one thing we Ethiopians do, we unite when there is a problem. And now, in America, we are going to be issue voters. We will vote for those that care about our issues. It is not a given, Debs, it is not a given that we Ethiopians are your slaves and will always vote for you. It is not a given. It is not a given that we will succumb to whatever it is you think we ought to do. The people united will never be defeated. 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 United. Ethiopia prevails. Eritrea prevails. Somalia prevails. The Horn is a peaceful region. The Horn is a peaceful region. We will make it so. Thank you.
Okay, we hope Fox News will listen to us.
Yes, yes.
We hope Fox News is listening to us. And we want Fox News to tell the world the truth about Ethiopia. Fox News tell the truth about Ethiopia. Fox News don't be fake news like CNN. Fox News don't be fake news like CNN when it comes to Africa. Tell the truth about Africa, Ethiopia. All right, I'm gonna read this speech for you. Thanks for listening. The Ethiopian American and the Eritrean American community with our peace, pro-peace, anti-war friends are protesting the Biden administration's foreign policy in the Horn of Africa. Secretary Blinken has continued to support TPLF and the armed rebel groups that has been trying to overthrow a democratically elected government in Ethiopia. On November 4, 2020, as you all know, the TPLF attacked the Northern Command. And that's how the war started. All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. On November 4, 2020, as you all know, the TPLF attacked the Northern Command force. Right. That's the truth about how the war started. And